right, guys, welcome. Today we're going to set up Amazon SES. Okay, you're gonna be able to send 10,000 emails per month for free. So let's dive in here. So why Amazon SES? Maybe your first question. So number one, it's great deliverability. The deliverability with Amazon SES is just really solid. You can do kind of tests, once you get your account set up, but for the most part, it doesn't get stuck in promotions as often as Mailgun and SendGrid and guys like that. And it just has really good inboxability like across platforms from my tests. So it's really a solid platform. You can connect unlimited domains, so you can set up as many domains in there as you want and send out of one account. Okay, so you don't have to set up accounts for every domain you have and stuff like that. So you can just go verify the domain, et cetera, get that set up. Okay, so what's the process? So overall, it's just a killer system, honestly. And I will say, as a disclaimer, it is against their terms and conditions to be sending cold emails with this platform, just as it is with SendGrid and Mailgun and all these other platforms as well. So, take that for what you want. I'm not advocating you use it for cold email, but I am, and it's working really well. So, just put it that way. So what's the process? Okay, number one is just to sign up for AWS. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with that. You're going to want to head to aws.amazon.com, or you can just Google AWS. In the search bar, you just go to AWS, and it'll be the first one: Cloud Services, Amazon AWS. Okay. All right, so then you want to come up here to the orange button, create an AWS account. When you click that, you're going to end up here. You fill in your email. You can fill in your password, which I may do again real quick. Make a password. And let me just do that again. Okay. So you just go ahead and copy and paste your password in there. Name your account, whatever you want to call that. Now, there's a couple things that you want to make sure of that you have, okay? And this is super important across the board. So have a place on your website, okay, for this domain and for just the name of the account and everything. Have a newsletter subscription page somewhere on your website, and hopefully it's pretty visible, because this just shows you're collecting emails, and you're using AWS for those collected emails. Okay, that's kind of like our alibi, our story here. Okay, so you want to make sure that you do this. Okay, you don't want to sign up and use some Gmail address or something and end up getting in trouble later on because you don't have this page. And in the next step, in step 2, we can use this page to our advantage to get approved a lot quicker. Okay, so there it is. We're going to go ahead and continue. And I will go ahead and save that now for myself. Okay, it's pulling up a security check, so you just want to fill that out. Okay. Okay. So how do you plan to use AWS? Okay, I'll do business. I'm gonna say, great. I'm gonna say always building. Okay, now you want to put your phone number here, and then you want to continue. Okay, then you need to put a credit or debit card. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that here. Okay, so I put in my my card, so it's ready to bill something, and I got this confirm your identity thing. So I'm just gonna have them do that really quick. Okay, so got through that. Okay, there. So you just have to use a phone number to confirm that. So I'm going to do, basic support. I don't need any of this stuff, so I'm just going to complete the sign up, and this should set up my account. So congratulations, here I am. Fantastic. So now let's go ahead. You're going to click this yellow button and go to the AWS Management Console. Now, when you go in here, you're going to have to re-log in again, and you're going to do root user. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to pull in my new login details. Oh, D C A W. Their captcha system is Jesus. Their caption system is really strange. So sometimes even I get kind of caught up in this. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's go ahead and open this up. We'll go ahead and log in. And we're looking good. Okay, so here is the console. This is awesome. Basically, always so, and then we have our region. Okay, so we can choose our region if we want, and choose kind of what region we're talking about here. I'm going to go ahead and leave it as this, but you can change it to whatever is closest to you or whatever makes sense to you as far as the server that you're sending from. To me, it doesn't really matter. So just put that like that. And then we're going to go to services. Okay. Now, again, this is going to be like super overwhelming at first. Like just to see this, it's just like, holy shit, this is all the, AWS stuff. But I'll walk you through this. So you can just type into this uh, search bar SES, and you'll get Amazon Simple Email Service. That's SES. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and click on that, open that app up within the dashboard. And then here we are. Okay. So this is great. And I'm using the deprecated like classic dashboard here, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. Okay, great. So here we are. So there's one thing we're going to need to do before we actually start sending like a good quantity of emails, and that is we need to request to get out of sandbox mode. Okay, and we're going to complete step 2 here and get out of the sandbox. So we're going to go over here back to where we were, email sending statistics, and we're going to click here on edit your account details. Okay, let's go ahead and click on that. And you're going to get this, okay? You're going to get this kind of pop-up box. So what we want to do first is enable production access, okay? That's number 1 that we want to do. Now, you can choose transactional or marketing. And, you can come over here that, if more than one value applies, choose the option that applies to the majority of the mail that you plan to send. So I'm going to put marketing, and I'm going to choose marketing just because it's more in line with what I'm looking to do, and it'll be less likely that the account will get flagged. So then we're going to go to website URL, and I'm going to grab this page, this actual page here, with the newsletter sign up on it. Okay, and I'm going to put that as the website. Okay, so enter the URL of the website. Sending this information helps us better understand the type of content that you plan to send. So this is going to be really nice to just send them to that landing page and make sure that they know, okay, this is getting monthly tips and playbooks to whatever it is, right? Now you have to use the use case description. Now you may have to go back and forth with them a few times. They might want to clarify things with you and like figure out exactly like what you're doing with it. It's fine. Okay. So like just make sure, I mean, if you're a credible business, you're a credible freelancer, whatever, you should have a page here that, you can get signups with. And, it should be pretty obvious that you do have like, some kind of newsletter. And, you're running a reputable business. Okay. Even though we're going to use this for cold email, you could also use this for your newsletter. I actually do too. I actually do that with my website. I use SES to send. So anywho, it's a multi-purpose thing. You don't need to feel like you're doing anything wrong here. So in the use case description, I'm going to put sending promotions and free information to, I'm actually going to reverse those. So you just want to make this sound like you are, um, doing something legit with your newsletters subscribers. Okay, so sending free information and promotions to my newsletter subscribers, updating my subscribers about new podcast episodes, ebooks and other resources. You may even want to say like, something about your business, like I help freelancers, and agencies grow their businesses. Yeah, so something like this, where just you're telling them what your business is about. You're telling them what you're going to be using SES for. That you just plan on using this to get in touch with your subscribers and with newsletter subscribers and customers. Stuff like this. Okay, so yeah, um, yeah. So should be fine. Okay. Yeah, something like that. So they just know that you need to increase the sending capacity because you send a few times a week, and yeah, right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say, yep, I am cool with the service terms. Just for why not? Let's just look at the service terms really quick. So you will not. Okay, so violates the law. Okay, so again, can spam and things like this come into play. Okay, can't be misleading. Okay, now what I'm doing right now is not misleading. Okay, I am using SAS to send newsletter stuff too. Also, okay. Okay, GDPR. Need to make sure you apply, and you need to do this anyway. You need to know that you're good for GDPR and all those different, CCPA. That's the California one. You just need to make sure that you're like, all good with those things. Okay, so they can suspend or terminate your access to SES if their scan of your email and your content included in SES email reveals abuse or low quality email. So you really need to be like targeted and very clear. Okay, and that's why using that kind of QAD method that I've taught and things like that, where you're just asking a question and you're just kind of inquiring about something fairly vague, and then you're entering into a conversation. Is the best kind of email, in my opinion, for this kind of thing. You're not sending some kind of very spammy promotional large email. You're just kind of sending like a real short sort of note, and you're just getting through on that. So keep that in mind always. So if it bounces back, okay, or if you're getting complaints, let's see, are the return pathing? Well, yeah, it's not um yeah, and okay, so anyway, I mean, just to give you guys I mean, it's not like it's pretty clean and pretty clear terms here. Just don't be misleading, don't be malicious, don't be spam, don't be don't be a scam, don't be a whatever, don't be abusive, don't whatever it is. Okay, all that stuff. So just abide by those rules. Be careful when you do this, and only send targeted emails to targeted lists. Okay, I can't stress that enough. You really do need to focus 100% on that no matter what you're doing. So just because you can send unlimited emails doesn't mean you should send unlimited emails to a bunch of untargeted people that don't I don't know, whatever, don't have any interest in what you're doing. Okay. So anyway, with that being said, I think this is pretty good. Okay, so here you go. So thank you for submitting your request to increase your sending limits. We are unable to grant your request at this time because we do not have enough information on your use case. If you can provide additional information about how we may be able to grant your request, and response include as much detail as you can about your email sending processes and procedures. For example, tell us how often you send email, how you maintain your recipient list, how you manage bounces, complaints, and unsubscribe requests. It's also helpful to provide examples of the email you plan to send so we can ensure that you are sending high quality content. And they're going to be able to get back within 24 hours. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this. So we'll see if they accept it. So the whole thing, though, that I'm trying to, and why. So this is kind of a bitch to get set up, as you can tell. But it's worth it again because you can add unlimited domains. I mean, once you get this approved, you're pretty much good to go, and you shouldn't have any problems. So that's kind of the cool thing about it is that it's you're not going to burn through this. Again, as long as you follow the principles that I'm going to teach you here, you're not going to have any problems. Okay. So I've added that, and I'll just kind of wait to see what happens. So yeah, so it's going to say denied from the dashboard here for a while. Okay, so we've requested to get out of sandbox mode, and we've written a bunch of stuff, and we're kind of appealing with them, and so this is just the process to get out of sandbox. They do not want people abusing the platform. I don't want people abusing the platform because it kind of ruins it for everybody. So you want to be comprehensive with sort of what you're doing here, and focus the whole effort around your newsletter, okay, your actual newsletter, and make sure you have one, and make sure you're doing this kind of thing, this kind of content marketing and stuff. It's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you a lot in the long run when you're dealing with this kind of stuff. Okay. So customer action is completed. Cool. All right, guys. So then you want to connect domains and email addresses, which I go into in another video. But this is basically setting up Amazon SES. All right, guys. So my request got denied for the second time. So a couple things. I'm gonna be super transparent with you guys. I don't want to, make it seem like I'm some kind of expert or anything on this sort of thing. This is just, up to Amazon's discretion, and it can go any which way. So I wanted to tell you guys that there's a couple of red flags I think that I sent up, and I want to go through them really quick because obviously I do have an account that is unlocked and that I did get unlocked out of sandbox mode, and so I'm a little confused about why, but I think there's a couple of things that were red flags. So number one was that I believe that coming from the same IP as this other account that I have was a red flag. So I think that they didn't like that, and Amazon, Google, all these guys, they know what browser you're on, they know your IP, they know what you're doing. So I think that they just saw that I was coming from the same IP and trying to set up another account. And they don't they didn't like it. So that was one thing that I think sent up a red flag. I think the next one is that I may have been a little too official with the text, and I actually had gotten denied before doing that, and just being like super. I think I'm kind of putting their questions, like they're saying, for example, tell us how much and I like copied this and pasted this and put this in, and then like wrote underneath it. I think that confuses them. I think there's bots involved. I think there's all kinds of stuff involved where it just isn't like it wasn't legible, wasn't readable easily for them. So it made it harder for them to approve. And so I want to show you guys the correspondence I had with them on this account that got approved. Now this is for like a music website that I have, and it's been around a long time, and I think I had this account up for a little while. The other thing I was thinking was maybe I had the account up too short of a time and didn't like run a test or anything before trying to get out of sandbox. So maybe set up your Amazon SES and then kind of like let it chill for a little while, like let it chill for a day or two, and maybe run a test, from the interface, and send a test email or something once you connect your domain. That's the domain that is the email address that you signed up with, which is the business you're doing this for. It originally, and then send a test email. It's right here. So if you go to domains and like you click on one of these, you can send a test email. Okay. So just, do that. I think like, just anything you can do to kind of like just sort of use the interface a little bit before you try to get out of sandbox. Okay. So that was another red flag. So here's the correspondence that I did with them, back in July of this year, and got this unlocked. So originally, I selected marketing, so same thing as I did this last time, and then I did the use case description. I put I need to send emails to my subscribers and customers. Okay, and they came back with the same thing. They said, hey, thanks for submitting. If you can provide some additional information, we need more information from you. Okay, so this isn't enough. So this was my strategy when I did this time. I just kind of like made it just a I need to send emails, and they're like, hey, tell us more. And they said all this stuff, same stuff they told me this time. So, how often are you sending email? How do you maintain your recipient list? How do you manage bounces? Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now, this was my response, and this is what got me unlocked out of Sandbox. So, my subscribers come from purchasing my music, clothing, and other products, and also from joining my community of music fans and producers. I send about 3 to 10 emails per month. I have about 1,700 subscribers at the moment. And then I even screwed up the text here. I use a WordPress plugin called Fluent CRM to send, so bounces, unsubscribes are all handled by the software. Examples include promoting limited edition bundles featuring custom clothing and music, asking my subscribers, customers for their feedback on new products, announcing new music albums that they get very excited for, and announcements about live streams or live shows that are upcoming. I sent emails using MailChimp for 9 years and never had a problem with bounces, spam complaints, or anything else. Okay, so this is like, I think, you can almost like learn from this and steal a bit of this from me. I think, this is a successful out of sandbox message here. You can see here that they said, thank you for submitting. Your new sending quota is 50,000 messages per day and 14 messages per second. Okay, this takes effect immediately in your region. Okay, so what did I do here? So this is where my subscribers come from, and this is what they do with me. This is how many emails I send. This is how many subscribers I have. This is what I use to manage bounces and unsubscribes and complaints. Um, examples of emails include just promoting stuff, whatever, all the stuff that I'm promoting. This can be different in your business. Maybe you're promoting like product launches and blog posts and videos and stuff. You can put all that there. I sent emails using MailChimp. Okay, so just putting this at the end too. I'm not sure. Again, I don't know that this is some kind of proven script or something, but I sent emails using MailChimp for 9 years and never had a problem with bounces, spam complaints, or anything else. You could say something like that where you go, "Hey, I've never had an issue with spam complaints or anything else." Shouldn't be an issue. So yeah, I don't know. This is just I just wanted to kind of show you guys like a successful account. I did get blocked on this latest one, so I'm kind of sad about that. But I do think that the IP and a couple other things have something to do with that. So I just wanted to show you guys, how to get this out of here. I know that this can be kind of a bitch, but again, it's just it is so inexpensive and so flexible and so scalable, and it has such good deliverability that I do recommend you take a deeper look at it, and try your best to get out of Sandbox and get your account going. Again, I think the best thing you can probably do is wait for a couple days when you do this. Um, Wait for a couple days when you do this. Set up your account. Wait for a couple days. Run a test. Send a test email. Link up the domain. All that good stuff, and then go ahead and then apply to get out of Sandbox. Again, you can kind of do what you can jump straight to this script and do this first thing in the first place, or you can kind of do what I did and just say, hey, simple one sentence thing, and then kind of elaborate on it. But again, I didn't really know anything when I was doing this. I just kind of went with the flow, and I had heard people say don't be too long with your message, and so I made it super short. But that was actually a problem. So yeah, I hope all this gives you some insights into getting into the SES game, so to speak, for cold email. And yeah, if I can help with anything else, you know where to find me. So thank you. But let's go ahead and jump ahead a little bit and set up our SMTP inside of Prospecting Toolkit. And let's configure our DNS in our domain that we're going to use for sending. Okay, so let's start with the domains and just getting that configured. So let's verify a new domain. And this domain is convolee.co. So you just put this. You can generate the DKIM settings if you'd like. And then you go ahead and verify this domain. Okay, so this will pop up and give you some records to add to the whole to the DNS. Okay, so this is this is the DKIM signing record. Let's go ahead and add that first. So we're going to add a new TXT record because, as you can see here, it's TXT in the type. Okay, so take note of that. And in most DNS settings, you don't include the domain. Okay, in Namecheap at least you don't. I don't know. All these are kind of different. You need to sort of double check with your provider. But for instance, with Namecheap, and I believe with GoDaddy too, and a lot of these, they don't. You don't include this whole string. You just include Amazon SES before the period. Okay, so because it automatically basically adds that dot convolee.co after this. Okay, it's not showing it. So like www, it's the same principle here. You just do this. This would be before the dot. At is the root, so that's just like that, but or without the ww's. But for this, you just want to do a prefix, and you just want to do it before the period. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. You'll always be you don't copy this whole thing with convolee.co. You copy this, and you put that as the host name. And then just go over here to the value and go ahead and slam that in the value and click Save Changes. Okay, so that's the domain verification record. Now we're going to do the DKIM set. So again, okay, before the period. So we just want to grab this right here, and we want to make a CNAME record. So let's go ahead down here to CNAME, put our host, come back over here, grab the information, put that here, check that off. Okay, so there it is. So now we'll come back over here. We'll grab the next one again before the. Okay, this scrolling always annoys me. Before the period, another CNAME. So let's go ahead to CNAME. There's the host. There's the value. Okay, make sure you get all these right. They need to be correct. Okay. CNAME. Okay, let's go back to the last one. And again, before the period, before the domain, not including the domain. We're going to add one more here, and we're going to do the host. And we're going to grab this string here, and we're going to put that in target, and we're going to say check. Okay, so that's all three. Then we need to come down here. Okay, we're not going to use the email receiving record. We don't need to do that. Okay, so it doesn't matter. So you're just going to do the DKIM and the domain verification records, and this should be good to go. Okay, so you saved all this. They are all there. You double check that, and then you can go ahead and close this. Okay. Now it'll say pending verification, all this kind of stuff. Sometimes domains take a second to sort of register all this stuff, so you can just kind of sit back and drink some water real quick or something, and then you do a refresh, verify. Okay, all verified, enabled for sending. Okay, so this is how you would add all of the domains that you're going to be sending emails from. And these can be your cold email domains. These can be your kind of throwaway domains. Like for instance, this is not the real. This is not the real domain for the website I'm using. This redirects to the real site. It's just like a burner domain. Okay. So then you can click on this. You can open this up. You have a couple of things you can do. You can also set up a mail from domain. And this is like, basically you can set up a domain to kind of do this, and you can use this as the mail from, make it like m.convoy.co or something, and then you can pop this out and actually put MX records to make it so that you're really sending from the domain. Okay. Now this is cool. You can do this if you'd like to. This is really really good to do. Okay, so you do need to put an MX record though. Now, again, to do that, I can just show you really quick to do that. So you can come MX record, and okay, and we need to copy that differently. So this is so it's a 10. It's a 10 priority, and then it's this. So, and again, before the period on this. Okay, so you can come down here. You can come over here to custom MX. You can say M, and then you can put the mail server, and then you can put that priority 10. Okay, so again, you're grabbing before the period, MX record, priority 10, and then this string as the host. Okay, so then you can save all changes. Now you have a new MX record in there for that. Okay. You can also come down here, same thing. So you can grab this SPF record, which is a spoof protection. So you come over here, you can do this. What did they want? They want a TXT. Okay, so you're just going to scroll down here to TXT, choose that kind of record. You're going to put M, and you're going to put that. Okay. Oh, actually, I think yeah. Okay, it took away the quotes automatically. That's not in quotes. Okay. Um, in the actual thing. So them having it in quotes is kind of funky. But anyway, so that'll do that right there. Again, you can go ahead and back to the domains, do a quick refresh, click back on here, go to the mail from, and okay, so it's still pending. It's still pending. Okay, so that's okay, but yeah, it doesn't matter. Just let it give that some time because we switched the MX records and all that stuff, so it'll just take a minute to kind of register all this stuff. But you did it correctly if you follow those instructions. You just put M, and you should be good to go. Okay, so that's kind of how you can set up this thing. Again, you don't really need to do this, though it does look more natural if you do this. But either way, it's fine. You can send from these things. Okay. Okay, cool. So so you've set up your domains now, so that's great. After you've set up your domains, or your domain, it's time to do some SMTP settings. Okay, so this is how you're going to actually send from Prospect and Toolkit or Mailshake or whatever you're going to use. It doesn't matter what you use. Essentially, you're going to be using SMTP as the sending protocol. Okay. So the way we're going to do this is, first of all, you need to, so in Prospecting Toolkit, for example, you're going to go to Campaigns. You're going to come down to SMTP. You're going to click on that. If you want to put it in a folder, you can put it in a folder. Maybe I'll do that. So just everything's separated. So you can go here to the folder. And then you can connect a new SMTP, okay? So sender name here is going to be Convoy Co. Sender full name is going to be like my name. So it can be like Alex Gray or Alex at Always Building or at Convoy. It doesn't really matter how you do this. I might do Alex at Convoy for this and just do it that way. Okay, so now here's the email address. So let's make this come from Alex at, now if you wanted to do the mail from, you'd have to do that thing. Okay, you can do that. You can test this. You know, these are all things you can test and check. So I'm going to use this and just send from this, and it's not going to use that SPF and all that stuff, but it's just going to like send the normal way. Okay, so that's great. Done there. SMTP username. This is where you need to go get your information from the console. So first you're going to take the server name, which is this right here, okay? And this is the region that you're in and everything like that. So you're just going to grab this, and this all depends on the region you selected and everything. You're going to grab that, you're going to make that the SMTP host, okay? So that goes right there. Now, I prefer to use 465. It's kind of like the default like sending protocol, okay? And then we're going to use SMTP username. Okay, so this is where we need to create our SMTP credentials. So let's click on that. That's going to open up this like real funky screen where we need to basically like generate some SMTP credentials for this. Okay, so on this you can name this whatever. I'm just going to leave that like that and just say create. Okay, and then you can click down here, and here are your credentials. Okay, now you can save these, you can download the, I think, yeah, here's the button down here under my video thing is to download, but we're just going to grab, I'm just going to grab it now because I won't really need it again. So the username is that, and the password is that. Okay, now I found that you need to force SSL on this. Okay, so that should make it work. Now you want to use IMAP to send sequences to actually read like follow-ups and sending up follow-up emails and checking for replies and knowing if someone replied to your sequence, okay, and to stop sending emails. So this is super important. You need IMAP, okay? Now I'm going to use, so this is kind of the cheat code here, because SES does not receive emails, okay? This is just a sender. So there's nothing about receiving emails on this. It's only sending. So what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm going to open up a Gmail account of mine. Okay, so you're going to click on the settings gear. You're going to go to see all settings. You're going to go over here to forwarding and pop IMAP, and you're gonna make sure that IMAP is enabled. Okay, so that's number one thing you're going to do is enable IMAP. Okay, and that's all you have to click. Don't worry about any of this stuff. Just enable IMAP. Okay. Next, you're going to click on this thing, and I think you can get to it from here. Admin. Okay, you're going to want to go to admin, and you know, this is for stuff that you have access to. You're going to want to go to admin. That's going to open up the admin panel. I just need to verify my password here to get into the admin of Gmail. Okay, and then that's going to open up, and we're going to be in this admin panel. Okay, so in the admin panel, you're going to want to go, you can just search, you can just go for less secure. Okay, and you're going to see right here, the first thing that comes up when you type less secure is less secure apps under security. Okay, so you just go ahead and click on that, and when you click on that, you can come down here. You can see that you can allow users to manage their access to less secure apps. Okay, and I'm going to say save. Okay, great. All right, so we want that. So we need to first let the whole account deal with less secure stuff. Then we need to go here and go to our actual account, which is my account, and that'll open up this page. Okay, so once you have this page open, you can come down here, security, and you can come down to here. Okay, so there's like just security on the left, then you kind of come down here, and then you come down here, less secure app access. Okay, so then you click turn on access. Okay, now again, we have to verify our stuff here. Okay, so now you have this big checkbox. Okay, so go ahead and turn that on. It says updated. Usually I'll do like a reload just to make absolutely sure that switch went, and it totally did. So we're good there. Now what you need to do is copy your password, your credentials for this Gmail account that you're trying to receive emails in. So what I'm trying to do here, just to refresh you, is I'm trying to receive all the replies from my campaigns in this Gmail account. Okay, I'm going to be sending from Amazon SES, but I'm going to be receiving in this Gmail account. Okay. So then I go back here, and we're going to come here to IMAP username. So my IMAP username is that email address. The password is what I copied. It's imap.gmail.com, and it's kind of ghosted back here. It's 993. So all that's correct, and that's already in there. Okay. So finally, you need to just choose your daily limit. So again, just to recap, we created our SMTP credentials in Google. I'm sorry, in Amazon SES. We're doing Force SSL. We're checking IMAP, and we've already done all this of allowing less secure apps and all this stuff. We've put in the credentials. We're going to leave signature blank because I want to do something different on different campaigns. And then I'm going to say that we can send on this particular sender. I'm going to say 500 per day. Okay, just to um, just to open that up so that we can run multiple campaigns, have follow-ups, all that good stuff. Okay. So yeah, this is because again, this is the total, including follow-ups. This is gonna be the total amount per day that you can send. Okay. So let's update and check the sender, and let's just see if we get it right the first time. Okay, guys. So that's it. Okay, so that's setting up SMTP. That is setting up IMAP and making sure that you're able to receive your replies and read the replies to the emails and all that good stuff. So once this is set up, you're able to go ahead and build your lists, go over to your campaigns, set up your campaigns, and start running stuff.
All right, guys, I hope that was super helpful. And I wish you all the best in the world. So go out there, get some leads, close some sales, and go ahead and join the Always Building community down linked in the video, in the description. And yeah, get some follow-up feedback, and here to help anytime you need it. So have a great one. Thanks again.